Good evening, everyone. All right. Thank you. The Statement of Compliance with the Sunshine Law. This meeting is being held in accordance with the Open Public Meetings Act, and adequate notice of this meeting has been provided as required by law. Specifically, the revised annual notice was mailed to the West Essex Tribune and the Star Ledger on January 2nd, 2024. The agenda and resolutions for the meeting are available at www.livingstonNJ.org. Certain portions of this meeting may be closed to the public for the purpose of personnel and/or other matters as outlined in the Sunshine Law. Decisions made and/or discussed in closed session will be known to the public at a later time. Notice to members of the governing body and township staff, any use of electronic devices during this meeting shall be used solely for the purposes of township business, and any communications are subject to the Open Public Records Act. To the extent possible, this evening's Township of Livingston Council meeting will be live streamed via Facebook at www.facebook.com/Livingston Township, New Jersey, NJ, sorry. Questions or comments will be accepted by emailing livcomments@livingstonNJ.org by 4 p.m. on the day of the meeting. Each speaker should follow the rules of order in Livingston Code Section 2-15. Madam Clerk, roll call, please.
Thank you, Mayor. Councilmember Vieira?
Present.
Klein?
Here.
Deputy Mayor Meinhardt?
Here.
Mayor Anthony?
Here. Can we all stand for a moment of silence and the Pledge of Allegiance? For the moment of silence, please keep in your thoughts and prayers Steve Delman, a longtime volunteer in town, was involved in many volunteer groups and committees. He passed away. And Amanda Magenheim, who unfortunately passed away at the age of only 21 years old. So please keep her a Livingston resident. Thank you. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Do you see Eileen Fishman? Yes. She's here? Okay. Okay, we're up to Essex County updates. Eileen Fishman. Hi, Eileen.
Good evening. I bring you greetings from the Essex County Executive, Mayor and Council. Congratulations. Wishing you a really good year.
Thank you, Eileen.
Environmental Center has events planned until February 22nd for the winter, both virtually and in person. You can call the center for more information. The deer hunt is going on, South Mountain Reservation on Tuesdays, 1:23 tomorrow, next week 2:06 and 2:13 at the Hilltop Reservation Thursdays, 1:25, 2:18, 2:15, and 2:22. And last but not least, Turtleback Zoo is having a job fair on 1:28, 11 to 2, on 2:17, and on 3:16. And that's it for me. Any issues or problems during inclement weather, please give me a call or text. And
Thank you.
Thank
Yes,
you.
you texted me about the couple of storms we had, if we needed any help, and thank you. Thank you to the county.
Okay,
Appreciate
thanks.
Thanks, Eileen. Happy and healthy New Year to you and your family as well. We haven't seen you.
Yes. Okay, before we go to the next item, I noticed our commissioner is here. Patricia Sebald, thank you for coming in tonight. We also have a bunch of Board of Ed members. We have Janisa and Parul and Pam. Vanita recently retired, right? And Fong. Wow, all right, fantastic. Okay, next we have proclamations and presentations. As probably many of you know, January is Muslim Heritage Month, and we do have a proclamation recognizing January as that month, in keeping with Livingston's welcoming community and a community of diversity and inclusion. We have a proclamation, and we're all going to read a few different paragraphs of it. So beginning with the first paragraph, Councilman Vieira.
Thank you, Mayor. Whereas the Mayor and Township Council of the Township of Livingston are proud to recognize the contributions of the Muslim community and declare the month of January as Muslim Heritage Month, and whereas on April 29, 2023, Governor Philip D. Murphy signed Joint Resolution Number 6 by the Senate and General Assembly of the State of New Jersey, designating the month of January as each year as Muslim Heritage Month, and
Whereas Muslims are the world's second largest religious group, with 1.9 billion followers representing approximately 25% of the world's population. And whereas there are nearly 300,000 Muslim Americans in New Jersey, representing one of the largest Muslim American populations in the United States. And
Sorry, let me repeat that. Whereas Muslims have made significant contributions throughout history, including notable achievements in philosophy, mathematics, chemistry, physics, astronomy, medicine, music, architecture, literature, and arts, and their philanthropy and humanitarianism, civic responsibility, and culture help to enrich the United States socially, economically, and historically. And
whereas the Township of Livingston supports the rights of all its residents and calls upon our community to eliminate prejudice and bigotry everywhere, celebrate the great diversity of all our citizens, and extend the promise of our country to all. It is therefore be it proclaimed by the Mayor and Council of the Township of Livingston that the month of January shall be designated Muslim Heritage Month in the Township of Livingston. And thank you to all the kids who came in the conference room and gave us some cards and baklava. I wish I had enough to share, but I'm going to eat some of the baklava. Now, and so thank you. We do have a plaque for, is anyone here to accept this, or we could just, Saba, you want to come up and take this? I just want to present this proclamation. Saba, you helped remind everyone of it, that it's Heritage Month, and we just have, what we just read is a proclamation. So thank you for organizing everything and having the kids with the beautiful gifts and cards, so we appreciate it. Thank you. Let's stand in the middle here. Okay, you want to say a few words? You said, yeah, sure. Yeah, sure.
Sorry, it's not as big as just font 16 and double-spaced. Assalamu alaikum, everybody, which means peace be with you. Ibn Sina, also known as Avicenna, made unparalleled contributions to medicine. Al-Khwarizmi, also known as the father of algebra. Ahmad Hassan Zuwaili, as Egyptian-American, also known as the father of femtochemistry. I'm sure you know, some of you know what femtochemistry is. He was awarded a Nobel Prize in chemistry. Turkish-born son of refugee family named Dr. Ugur Şahin developed with his wife first COVID vaccine using mRNA technology. Famous Sufi poet Rumi, boxer Muhammad Ali, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, entertainers such as Zain Malik, Riz Ahmed, Hassan Minhaj, Pakistani-born Nobel Prize winner Malala Yousafzai, to name a few. I share these names with pride as we celebrate our first Muslim Heritage Month in Livingston. They all came from various cultural backgrounds and ethnicities, contributing to the tapestry of traditions, languages, and perspectives, and of course, food. I'm quite proud of my own biryani. In addition, more than 300 years, Muslims have influenced the story of United States of America, from the founding fathers to blues music today as they first arrived as slaves from Africa. Today, as we gather to celebrate Muslim Heritage Month, a time to recognize and to reflect on the invaluable impact of Muslims on science, art, and philosophy that has shaped our world in profound ways. We are about 1.9 billion Muslims in the world, roughly making 25% of the world population. However, as we celebrate these achievements, we must also acknowledge the challenges that many in the Muslim community face today. Bigotry, discrimination, stereotypes persist, casting shadows on contributions of Muslims. It is essential that we stand united against all hate and work towards fostering understanding, respect, and appreciation for the diversity that enriches our society. Muslim Heritage Month provides us an opportunity to break down barriers, dispel misconceptions, and build bridges of understanding. By acknowledging and learning about each other, we can challenge the narrative that perpetuate prejudice and ignorance. It is important to also understand that Muslims are not only from the Middle East. We are Egyptian Muslims, Moroccan Muslims, Sudanese, Kenyan, French, Albanians. We are Indian Muslims, Pakistani Muslims, Chinese, Indonesian, Malaysian, American Muslims, and yes, we are also Palestinian Muslims. Everywhere in the world, there is a vibrant Muslim community. By celebrating Muslim heritage, we are not only honor the past, but also pave the way for a future where diversity is embraced, accepted, and respected, and the legacy of all communities is recognized. This is a significant step, and it serves as a reminder that discrimination and hate has no place in New Jersey. There is no place for hate in Livingston. I thank Mayor Al Anthony, Deputy Mayor Matt Meinhardt, the entire Town Council for the unanimous vote to recognize January as Muslim Heritage Month and presenting us with a proclamation. We are truly humbled. From the bottom of our hearts, thank you all for joining in the celebration. Thank you to Pat Siebold, to all the board members who are here today, and all the guests that we invited. May it inspire us to continue working towards a world where every individual is valued and every heritage is celebrated. Thank you, and peace to you all.
You're welcome. Great job. Next, we have the Livingston League of Women Voters. Is anyone here? From Judith. You're here from the League of Women Voters? A Robin or? Oh, okay. So, do you want to? Yeah, you want to come up with them or?
We'll just take photos.
Okay.
I want the kids to take the lead.
All right.
So, yeah.
Yeah, just real quick, this is from Martin Luther King Day, correct? By the way, we had a great Martin Luther King Day of service on Monday, always tremendous by our town, and everyone who runs it. Elise, I see you here. Who's here? Amy and Simone. That's the trio. Great job. If you've never been there, it's tremendous. But as one of the tables that was set up by the League of Women Voters was write the mayor letters. So I think I'm getting a bunch of homework here of ways to improve the town, and I think they're going to present them, and I think we're going to hear you go ahead.
Hello. Yep. So good evening, Mayor Anthony and the Livingston Town Council. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Nishna McCullough. I'm a student intern at the League of Women Voters, the founder and president of the student branch of the Livingston High School League of Women Voters. So We represent the student chapter of the League of Women Voters at LHS. And by the way, our names are Kamilika, Purva, Shona, Hudson, and Joshua. And we are all representatives of the student chapter of the League of Women Voters.
The League of Women Voters website states that the primary goal of the organization is promoting political responsibility through informed and active participation. What better way than having children share their thoughts on what matters to them?
On MLK Day, kids of all ages wrote letters to share their thoughts with you on any topic that interested them.
These letters cover a large range of topics from longer lunch periods at school and more field trips to the conditions of our sidewalks, flooding, and the changing climatic conditions as it presents itself in Livingston.
Thank you for accepting these letters, considering the opinions shared by the children, and taking action where you are able.
Presenting me with the homework here. You guys are too old. Usually I get more ice cream stores in Livingston. Is that in here? I won't be disappointed. Okay. You want to get a picture presenting these? Thank you very much. And thank you, League of Women Voters, for always doing a great job. You run debates in town. I'm on a Zoom, I think, Wednesday. Yes, Wednesday. I'll be there. But thank you, League of Women Voters. And this was really nice. I'll get to work on this right away. So I appreciate it. Well, one second. All right. Next, we have Josh Comer. You took a trip to Israel recently. Do you want to speak now or during public comment? Or Jared, can you?
Mayor, it's up to you. If you want him to make a presentation, it's okay. It's not on the agenda, and he wouldn't be time limited if you want him to make a short presentation about it now.
Okay. Josh, you want to tell us about your trip?
Good evening, and thank you for making the time for me to speak. Is this working? Hello? All right. Good evening, everybody, and thank you for allowing me the time to speak. As many people know, hopefully, because we put it all over Facebook, we had the privilege of taking a trip to Israel about a week or so ago, a week and a half ago we got back. And I'd just like to give a quick little description of what we got accomplished over there and what made us want to go. So traveling to Israel during the current situation was not a question for us, but rather when. Together, my wife Leah and I decided the right time for my son Adam and I to go would be when he had his winter break from his first semester at Rutgers. Making sure that my family was okay with me making the trip was obviously priority number one. Both our girls, Rebecca and Elise, were supportive as always of everything that I try to do for our family, our community, and our town. Like most everything our family does, positive action is our best answer to others' negative behaviors. So we booked our tickets a week before we were to fly out. The purpose of the trip was to go help Israel however we could. As many people here know, in the months prior to our trip, since October 7th, we had been collecting and sending over supplies for both the National EMS, Magen David Adom, and the IDF medics fighting in Gaza. Being a member of Chevra Hatzalah here in the New York, New Jersey area for over 20 years meant we had a very special connection to Magen David Adom, and therefore we're hearing firsthand about the horrors that took place on October 7th and the subsequent difficulties being had by both the MDA crews and IDF medics. Helping was never not an option to us. I'm here today to say and represent our family and community and say thank you to every member of our greater Livingston community who stepped up over the last 108 days and has participated in some way to support our brothers and sisters in Israel. You have all showed up in one way or another. Because of you, Adam and I were able to go to Israel. Because of you, we served a week aboard an MDA mobile intensive care unit ambulance and worked side by side with our Israeli counterparts to provide life-saving care to injured and sick patients. We participated in a Grilling for the IDF event, where we basically went out to an army base, helped set up for, prepare the food, and serve over 150 soldiers that night who were on active duty inside Gaza, searching for the hostages and destroying the terrorists of Hamas. The stories some of these soldiers shared with us included one commander's description of their tense missions where they search out the tunnels methodically to make sure no one was in them before they ultimately have to destroy them with explosives. But most of all, that evening was about just being there to show these young men and women of the IDF that we here in New Jersey are thinking of them and appreciate their work to protect and defend the state of Israel. Your participation here in Livingston and on L-Town Lowdown, which is one of the big Facebook groups in town, continues to amaze me and just shows how much we all care and want to help our brothers and sisters in Israel. The collection is ongoing, and we're actually just now getting ready to send more bags full of winter gear and emergency supplies to Israel as the efforts in the north, where it's getting colder and ongoing and getting more intense, unfortunately, to help the members of the IDF and MDA. We hope that you all keep your support coming. Together we can make a difference and help, and thank you all again, and let's keep praying and doing our part to bring them home. Thank you.
Thank you, Josh. Thank you so much, Josh, for sharing that. You said, you continue to amaze me. You continue to amaze me. Your heart knows no bounds. And you really, you spring into action. And while others, you know, we don't all spring into action, but thank you for what you do. And like I said, your heart is tremendous, so I appreciate it. Thank you. Okay, that brings us, this is like the more boring part of the meeting. I don't know if, if you want to, does any, you don't have to stay, but we're done with the proclamations, but that's your choice. All right, we're going into the approval of the minutes.
I have a correction, Mayor.
Oh, hold on. I can
On
make a
the
mo-
January 1st minutes, it said that Councilman Vieira called a nomination for deputy mayor. It was you.
Oh, great, thank you. And my name was spelled wrong now that you mention it. There was an I in Anthony, so. Yeah, it was spelled. Now, how did he get there? So, okay, great. With that, Jared, we can make that, approve it, subject to that?
Yeah, yeah, you can make a motion to approve with
Motion to
corrections.
approve, motion to approve with amendment as noted.
Okay.
Second.
Roll call.
All in favor?
All in favor?
Yes.
Yes.
Mayor, can I suggest a 2-minute recess?
Yeah, let's take just a 2-minute recess while people leave, and we'll get to the rest of the agenda. So thanks. Thank you, everyone, for coming out tonight. We'll be back in 2 minutes.
I'm Israeli, so. Just being there and spending money. Got plenty of family there.
Okay, we're gonna. Okay, we're going back on the record here, as we say. That was 2 minutes, at least. All right, we're up to public comment on agenda items only. And Saba, it's on the agenda, so if there's public comment on it.
We gotta open it.
Yeah, motion open.
Can I get a motion to open public comment on agenda items only?
Second.
Mayor, may I make a suggestion to you?
Yes.
Why don't we take public comment on anyone who's here to comment on the Muslim Heritage Month proclamation first, and then move on to public comment on the other agenda items?
Because there's some kids here.
Yes.
Yes. For the kids, if you want to say something, you're more than welcome. Just say your name. You don't have to say your address.
My name is Mohammed.
Sure. Shoot.
Muslim Heritage Month is important to me because it's an opportunity to recognize and celebrate our culture and history. And just as importantly, it promotes understanding and respect for everyone.
Great. Thanks. You're brave coming up to that microphone.
My name is Maysoon. It's very nice to meet you again. I was here for my robotics team before we went to the state's championships. It's nice to see some familiar faces. I'm a 7th grader at Heritage Middle School, where we are looking forward to using Muslim Heritage Month as a platform for constructive dialogue, breaking down barriers, and fostering an atmosphere of mutual respect. Together, we can work towards building a town that values diversity and cherishes the unique stories of its residents. Thank you, Town Council, for making this important step towards making our community a place where everyone feels valued because of and not in spite of their background.
Thank you. Well said.
Good evening. My name is Marwa Sanhaji. I'm 13 and I am an 8th grader who attends Heritage Middle School. I'm really happy to see that Livingston is acknowledging Muslim Heritage Month, and I'm proud to live in a town that celebrates diversity and makes me feel welcomed for who I am as a person. I've been able to grow and learn with the help of my peers and teachers. I'm grateful for their supports and respect. Thank you.
Thank you. Terrific.
Thank you, friends, for your lovely comments. Hello, everyone. I am Burhan Khan from 8th grade at Heritage Middle School. First, I want to thank the mayor and the town council for allowing January to be Muslim Heritage Month. To foster understanding, appreciation, and unity among diverse communities and celebrate the long-standing contributions made by Muslims like the very famous Muhammad Ali, Malcolm X, the YouTuber co-founder Jawed Karim, founder of Edible Arrangements, Ethan Allen, Atlas Air, and also a few gangsters like Hassan Minaj. This is a great step to advance equity in our schools, community, and beyond here in the Garden State, which is the home to one of the highest Muslim population in the United States. Thank you, and stay warm.
Thank you. Wow, that was great.
Hello and good evening. My name is Sara, and I am a sophomore at Livingston High School. Thank you, Mayor Anthony and the Livingston Town Council for recognizing Muslim Heritage Month. It gives me great pride to celebrate our heritage within our community and to also reflect about many contributions Muslims have made worldwide and here in New Jersey. As the president of the Livingston High School Muslim Student Association, I am grateful for the opportunity to be able to give back to the Livingston community and beyond through charity and fundraising. Recently, the Muslim Student Association held a winter clothing drive in which we proudly donated to help local families in need. As we stand together to honor this month, we are building a community that values and respects our diversity and the uniqueness of each member. I am proud to be part of the Livingston community. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, President, for all your charitable work. Great job. Hi.
Hello, everyone.
You want to say something?
Hello, everyone.
Hello, everyone.
My name is Sakina Khan.
My name is Sakina Khan.
I am from Burnett Hill Preschool.
I'm from Burnett Preschool.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Oh, boy, what a cutie. Carolyn, did
Okay,
you
I'm
get
sorry. I think the little one just had a lot of cards that they made themselves, so they'll just leave it here for you to pick up.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you. So
Wow.
leave them here.
Everyone dressed up so nice. Look at that.
They came here
Thank you.
all.
They spent some
You wanna
time
put over
making those
here?
little cards for you guys.
Oh,
Thank
thank
you.
you.
You guys want to say thank you?
Here, I'll come get it.
Anthony and everyone. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, they were like, they wanted to come and give it to you.
Thank you.
Thank you. That took a lot of bravery speaking up here. Thank you so much. And Saba, thank you again for reminding us some kids wanted to speak. I missed that signal before, so thank you. All right. I think that's it for public comment on agenda. Anyone else? Oh, sure. Public comment on agenda items only.
It's nice seeing everyone here today. Thank you, Mayor. Thank you, all the council people here today for allowing me to speak. Oh, okay, my bad. All right. Oh, it's all. Oh, wow. All right. As you may or may not know of current events in New York with the City Council's vote to open school board elections to high school students 16 and up, I wanted to know the Town Council's individual opinions on this matter, along with having them share their comments on the matter of extending the privilege in participating in our electoral process to 16 and 17-year-olds.
Yeah, you had brought this up on Martin Luther King Day. I guess it's something we could consider, as we discussed, of having, it's for, you can't do it at the federal level or the state level, but you're asking us to consider at the municipal level for Board of Ed and for Town Council, whether we could have it under 18, right?
Yes.
16, 17. Yeah, so we have to consider that because we got to see what the opinions of the council are and get some input on that.
I see.
And see what we could do. But thank you for bringing it to us, and I know you want to be part of the process, so you want to be able to vote, so I appreciate it.
Of course.
We'll take a look at that.
All right. Thank you.
Thanks.
Good evening.
Thanks, you too. Next. Hi, Justin.
Hi, Mr. Mayor. Justin Alpert, 56 Amherst Place. Can we please pull Resolution 24073, authorizing award of contract to Topology so we can understand exactly what it is that they will be doing? Could we please pull Resolution 24065 in support of the Aspire tax credit program for 39 West Northfield Road? Have we issued Aspire letters before? Do we plan on issuing more Aspire letters going forward? What standards are we reviewing in making this choice? What due diligence have we done? The council would be wise to develop submission protocols through the township manager rather than accepting these kind of submissions through political channels. Mr. Mayor?
One second,
Okay,
Justin.
I'm sorry, hold my time?
Hold that time. Oh, I'm sorry, continue.
You have an extra 30 seconds,
Yeah.
Justin.
Thank you. The $40 million capital investment is unsubstantiated. What will be the effect on the tax valuation of that property? Are they going to be paying taxes on a $40 million property, going up from $6 million? How much of the $40 million expenditure will actually be realized by members of the community? They're supposed to be paying prevailing wages. Those would be good jobs for members of the community. Who's the lender of this project? Aspire has huge tax offsets, perhaps 18 to 20 million on perhaps 18 to 20 million dollars of income. Who loses out on that revenue? What income of theirs will be offset? And by the way, in today's news, there's an article, sagging revenue and a bevy of looming funds needs in the coming year will threaten to pull New Jersey's $8.1 billion surplus below the threshold that would pause the nascent Stay New Jersey property tax relief program before it sends out a single payment. I highly suggest we not cut taxes to the billionaire class and save that for the people who actually need it. That's from the New Jersey Monitor. How much money will the landlord be making off of rents here? Is the lease a triple net lease with the tenants paying the taxes? Is the lease already signed? We're actually losing a leverage opportunity on behalf of the local residents who were complaining about that property and all the trees that were being cut down. Let's not decide this tonight. Let's open this up to the community. And where are the people asking for the tax relief? They're not even here to ask for it. It's a huge amount of money that they're asking for. They should be presenting to the public. And what we're doing here isn't even about the $40 million that's being invested. We are setting up a Chicago private equity outfit to run a healthcare oligopoly in this town that will bleed us dry in perpetuity. So the question is, what is the upside for the community here? Let's press pause. Let's engage the landowner about development options, engage the community about healthcare preferences for local professional practices. And with that, Ordinance 03-2024 and 04-2024 have their own separate hearings, correct? All right, thank you very much, Mr. Mayor. Thank you for your consideration, and thank you for the consideration of the council.
Thank you, Justin. Barry,
Just
you wanna
to be
speak on
clear,
the
those ordinances, they do not have separate hearings tonight because they're just being introduced, I believe.
Oh,
Which numbers did you mention?
024 and 04-24 and 03-24.
They're on for introduction, Justin. They don't have separate hearings.
Tonight. They will if
They will
they are
next
introduced and set for public hearing. But
All
that
right,
would be at a different
024,
date.
it's irresponsible to authorize more housing without planning for schools. There's no master plan, yada, yada, yada. We could go on. 04-24, want to know if the deed restrictions on the residential inclusionary adult overlay lapse in 30 years, the same as the affordable units. And does the council actually believe that seniors in the community wish to live out on the state highway in the warehouse district where there's no master plan? Thank you very much.
Thank you, Justin. Barry, can you want to speak on the Aspire tax for a minute, the upside of it?
Just briefly, and to my knowledge at least, since I've been here, we have not been presented with an Aspire application, in part because the criteria was modified very recently in terms of the size and budget of certain facilities, particularly medical facilities. It's a state-run program. It's a state-run tax credit. It doesn't impact our budget or our funds. And the eligibility, well then, but that's something you take up with Trenton, not us. But, and the eligibility and the criteria is all evaluated by the state, so we don't, just to endorse that they're a project in town that meets the eligible criteria of however big in size and that they've been approved. We don't do the financial analysis. We're just confirming that they are a project that meets the eligibility criteria in terms of the size, the nature of the use, and that it's been approved. In terms of the financial analysis, that's all done at the state level.
Thank you, Barry. Any other public comment on agenda items?
Hi there. Livingston.
Just your name. You don't have to say your address.
Oh. Huh?
What's your name?
Hi, I'm Hudson Stelmack.
Okay, thanks.
Livingston is one of the wealthiest communities generally in the country. What is the town council and the town government doing to expand the supply of low-cost housing, especially in terms of high-density housing, which is very rare to find high-density zoning here, to help citizens who have low incomes and are struggling to make ends meet, especially in such a large housing shortage crisis?
I think we spent all of last year talking about affordable housing. And all our meetings are online, and there's minutes of all the meetings. But Barry, we finished our plan has been approved? with the
Yeah,
court?
just generally, and I appreciate your input, and it's very encouraging to see so many young people come out to meetings and participate and get involved. The council and the township, in addition to every other municipality in New Jersey, has been dealing with precisely the issue you raised, the provision of affordable housing. It's based on a Supreme Court mandate from the New Jersey Supreme Court from many years ago that held that each municipality had an obligation to provide an opportunity for affordable housing. So Livingston in general has, over the last 2 years, adopted roughly 10 different zoning ordinances for 10 different projects, each of which have 20% of the units are restricted to affordable income eligible individuals with lower rents and or lower purchase prices. So there are opportunities being made available. Again, it's not just us, it's everyone in the state, but thank you. Go ahead.
Follow up with a question. Just really responding
Yeah.
to that. My question was more focused not in terms of select individual affordable housing, but more the supply of housing, especially high-density housing, which is obviously lower cost, and the fact that the vast majority of housing in Livingston is single-family zone.
Yeah, and you're correct, and certainly in terms of what's existing currently, and depending on how you define high density, but certainly relative to single-family zoning, and these new projects that have been approved, a couple of them are underway and under construction, but many of them are just still in the, the ordinances have been approved, are multifamily projects, with certainly higher density per acre apartment, virtually all rental apartments. So, thank you.
Thank you, Barry. Any other comments on agenda items? Okay, great.
Motion to close.
Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Thanks. All right, we're up to the final hearing on ordinance 01-2024. Carolyn? Is that right? We're up to that? Okay. Can I have a motion for the final? Yeah, you want to read it? You got to read it first. Yeah.
Ordinance 1-2024, approving right-of-way of easement with JCP&L to install utility lines to service cellular tower being constructed on township-owned block 5700 Lot 2.
I'll open the motion to open the public
Motion,
hearing.
public comment.
Second.
All those in favor?
All those in favor?
Seeing none, I'll close.
Okay.
Motion to close.
Second.
All those in
Motion to move the ordinance.
Second.
All in favor?
Roll call.
Roll
No, it's a
call.
roll call. It's a roll
Roll
call. It's a
call.
roll call.
Council members Viera,
Yes.
Klein,
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Meinhardt,
Yes.
Mayor Anthony.
Yes. Bless.
Thank you.
We're up to the introduction of ordinances. Ordinance 02-2024.
Ordinance 2-2024, amending Chapter 146, Food and Beverages, Article 1, Licensing, and Chapter 154, Health Ordinances Administration.
Move it on first reading.
Second.
Any discussion?
Any discussion?
Council members Viera,
Yes.
Klein,
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Meinhardt.
Yes.
Mayor Anthony.
Yes.
Madam Clerk, public hearing date?
Oh, yes, sorry. Public hearing date will be February 5th, 2024.
Thank you. Next is 3-2024.
Ordinance 3-2024, adopting a new section of Chapter 170-104.15, R-5S, Residence Overlay District.
Move it on first reading.
Second.
Mayor, just so you know, this is a motion to introduce, set a public hearing, and also refer to the planning board.
Great, thank you.
Any comments?
Any comments? No? Okay.
Councilmember Viera,
Yes.
Klein,
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Meinhardt,
Yes.
and Mayor Anthony.
Yes.
And because of what Attorney Cantor just mentioned, the hearing on this will be February 26th.
Thank you. Next is ordinance 04-2024.
Ordinance 4-2024, adopting a new section 170-106.1, RIAO-2, Residential Inclusionary Adult Overlay District.
I'll move it on first reading.
Second.
Mayor, same thing for this ordinance.
Any comments?
Any comments?
Council members Viera,
Yes.
Klein,
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Meinhardt,
Yes.
Mayor Anthony.
Yes.
And Mayor, this one will also have its public hearing
26.
on February 26,
Great.
2024.
Thank you, Carol. All right, we're up to the consent agenda. All matters here are considered to be routine and non-controversial by the council and will be approved by one motion unless there is a separate discussion. There will be no separate discussion of these items unless a member of the governing body so requests, in which case the item will be removed from the consent agenda and considered in its normal sequence on the agenda as part of the general order. Have a motion to approve?
Mayor,
No.
do anyone, do any resolutions
Does
want to be
anyone
removed?
want to pull any of these?
Yeah, Mayor, I'd like to pull out 24-075 and 076, please.
Have a motion to approve all the others other than 75 and 76?
You want me to read them?
Sure.
Resolution 24065, support of the Aspire Tax Credit Program for 39 West Northfield Road. Resolution 24-066, appointing Joanna Janowski to the Township Committee. Resolution 24-067, appointing Joanna Heller to Township Committee. Resolution 24-068, establishing various fees for the Department of Senior Youth and Leisure Services. Resolution 24-069, certification of the annual audit. Resolution 24-070, authorizing purchases under Essex County Cooperative Pricing System. Resolution 24-071, authorizing purchases under the State of New Jersey Cooperative Purchasing Program. Resolution 24-072, authorizing purchases under Morris County Cooperative Purchasing Program. Resolution 24-073, resolution authorizing the award of a contract to Topology NJ LLC. Resolution 24-074, resolution authorizing an emergency contract with JDV Process Equipment Corporation. Resolution 24-077, approving and adopting the 2022 Corrective Action Plan, and Resolution 24-078, enabling supplemental funding requests, the Green Acres Program.
I'll make a motion to approve all the resolutions remaining on the consent agenda.
Second.
Roll call.
Roll call.
Council members Viera,
Yes.
Klein,
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Meinhardt,
Yes.
Mayor Anthony.
Yes.
Mayor, is it okay if we read 24-075 and 076 together?
Sure.
Thank you.
Resolution 24-075, authorizing the award of a contract to Antonelli Cantor Rivera for Township Attorney, and Resolution 24-076, authorizing the award of a contract to Antonelli Cantor Rivera Affordable Housing Council.
Need a motion? Motion and a second you need.
Oh,
So,
Motion first.
motion to approve?
Jared, motion first or
Yeah,
discussion?
motion.
I just made a motion.
Okay, who's second? I'll second.
We have a di-
Discussion?
I'm going to, so I wanted to call these two out because I just wanted to really highlight Jared Cantor and his firm. For the last few years, Jared has been our town attorney and our fair share housing attorney. He's a resident of this town. He cares about this town. He cares about this council, and his work proves it every day. We call him. He answers our phone calls every day, morning, noon, and night, Saturdays and Sundays. He is he's been a very good friend to this town council and to this township. And I just wanted to highlight that and thank him and be very happy to vote to approve him for the township attorney and the affordable housing.
Thank you, Deputy Mayor. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Councilmember Klein?
I would echo the deputy mayor's comments. I think that the town has been in a very good place since we've had you and your firm as our attorneys. You are completely dedicated to this town. And whatever fees you might come up with, they're not going to approach the $6 million settlement that you were able to get us to help redo our water. So we can really thank you for that huge number, that windfall, that we were able to claw back and save all of our residents so much money. So again, thank you so much for the great work you do.
Thank you, Councilman. I appreciate that.
Mayor, I too would like to thank Mr. Cantor. Ever since he was hired by the council, Jared, I could tell you have not steered us wrong at all. So just thank you very much. I really appreciate your expertise.
Thank you, Michael.
Thank you. And Jared, I have to say something. So as a fellow attorney, it's usually I'm whispering in my client's ear, like you just came over and we're talking. So I always appreciate your counsel on an area that you have tremendous expertise in. And your counsel has been terrific. I call you a counselor, you know that. And thank you for all your hard work, because I know you care so much. You live in town, and you do just a terrific job. And you're respected in the legal community. So thank you so much for all you do.
Thank you, Mayor. I appreciate that. Thank you.
Mayor, if I could, just briefly, I'd like to weigh in because I obviously work with Jared on almost daily basis, and it's been a real pleasure since he's come on board to get his instincts and all his work. And I just echo, he truly cares. And I'd also point out for anyone in the audience, not only does he live in town, his office is in town as well. So he's one-stop Livingston. So thanks, Jared.
Thank you, Barry. I really appreciate that. It's a pleasure working with you and everybody in your administration as well. And you too, Ann and Adam. Thank you, everybody, and Russ. Thank you, guys.
Great. Thank you. Roll call.
Council members Vieira,
Yes.
Klein,
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Reinhardt.
Yes.
Mayor Anthony.
Yes. Okay, we're now up to the public portion. Public comment, okay.
Motion to open a meeting for public portion of comments?
Second.
Sorry.
Roll call, all those in favor?
Yes.
Elise Halpern, Livingston, New Jersey. I just want to highlight the wonderful, caring community we have. I want to tell you all the good that happened on Martin Luther King Day. The Alliance of Youth Leaders in the United States, West Essex, made 136 cards that were going to bring smiles to hospitalized children. Kiwanis Club of Livingston, 250 winter care and comfort kits. League of Women Voters, besides the cards that were, well, letters to Mayor Anthony, I hope we get some more ice cream shops.
It's always a popular
And better
one.
sidewalks.
Yeah,
But they also
that
registered
too.
20 people to vote. The Livingston Lions and Leo Club had 48 vision screenings and 16 referrals to optometrist. Livingston Neighbors Helping Neighbors, they had 800 bagged lunches filled with love and delivered to St. Michael's, St. John's, and St. Anne's. Livingston Rotary Club had 54 uplifting cards that were sent to residents of Care One. North Jersey chapter of the National Charity League, 300 books collected for kids in Irvington, New Jersey. Temple Beth Shalom made nearly 100 bean soup kits to support local families. The Young Men's Service League swabbed for Gifts of Life, the Bone Marrow Registry. Also, the Livingston Chinese Association collected canned items to go to our food pantry. Isn't that amazing?
Amazing. A true on day.
And the Livingston High School, wait, there's two more. Livingston High School Jewelry Club made 40 pieces of jewelry that are going to be sold, and the proceeds are going to go to Doctors Without Borders. And the Livingston High School Black Students Union not only made such a great presentation about Martin Luther King and the history of Black music in the United States, but they also collected items, self-care, I was going to say toiletry, but I guess that's outdated, self-care items that were going to be personal hygiene items. And also, Mayor Anthony is also a great artist, we learned, from the community-wide art project that was sponsored by Express Yourself Studios. But it's just such a wonderful town. I just wanted to highlight all the good that was done.
Thank you. It was a tremendous day. And Elise, thank you so much for what you did. And all I had to do was stay in the lines. It wasn't fine art. It was coloring. It was coloring. Thank you, Elise. Justin.
Too many sets of glasses. Hi, Mr. Mayor, Justin Alper, 56 Amherst Place. if you all aren't going to take a stance when outside institutions of the state, from the state, are clearly taking advantage of this community, we need to reassess what we are doing here. We made a mistake with respect to the Aspire tax break. Two, would very much like to hear with respect to Resolution 24073, what topology will be doing for us exactly. Please, can we have that conversation? To echo what happened in the back room over there in the conference meeting, would love to hear publicly about the volunteer benefits. Work that through the township before we come up with a solution. Let's have a public conversation with that. Again, in the back room, we discussed 2-on-2 meetings. Hopefully, there'll be more 5-on-5 meetings. Those are really, really important. That should be done in public. With respect to Ordinance 03-2024, which will be on at the next meeting for the residence overlay, are these going to be the affordable units that were excised from 45 South Livingston Avenue and Northfield Center? Is that where these are going? Is this going to replace Lifetown? Has Lifetown successfully completed its mission? When the scion of a developer lives in an 8-figure mansion in Bell Harbor, perhaps the council ought to advocate for a new rule against perpetuity so that our grandchildren in Livingston are not funding the lifestyles of the developers' grandchildren in South Florida. When we give away overlays, we give away part of the public trust. We need to develop new accountability protocols so all of that upside does not flow unchecked to the developer. That's all. Thank you for your consideration, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, Justin. Any other public comment? Hey, Gerard, how are you?
Doing well. Thank you. I'm just here to talk about code enforcement when
Sure.
it comes to buildings.
Just say your name and your address.
Gerard Stevenson. I'm at 10 Hawthorne Drive.
Okay.
So recently my neighbor's house was sold and a developer bought it. And they tore down the house. It's a slab ranch. And they tore it down. They tore up the slab. And we're at home and we're kind of watching. My wife's working from home. And they dig 2 big holes in the back of the house. So they dig these 2 big holes, and we're just kind of wondering what they're doing with it. And then my wife notices when I'm at work that they start dumping slabs of concrete into the hole. She calls me up. I'm like, take a video of it. You're right there. Take some pictures, and we'll deal with it. We'll contact the town. So that was on December 22nd. The family's home. I'm home from work. I'm there on the 28th. I see them dumping again, and I took a video of it. So the slabs that they dumped were pretty massive slabs. So I contacted the town. The next day, the code enforcement came out. I took him to the backyard, from my backyard, where I could see the slabs right here, not broken up, just dumped in there. And I take him to the back, and I'm like, hey, look, they dumped the slabs right back over here. They had somebody come out, and they measured where the dumping was going to take place. It's behind where they're going to dig their foundation. Can we do something about it? First he asked me, do I know who the contractor was? I'm like, no, I have no idea who the contractor is. He goes, well, I didn't see it, so I can't go to court. Will you go to court? I'm like, yeah, I'll go to court, and I'll talk to the guy. I even have it on video. I don't have a problem with that. But you could see they took the topsoil is not topsoil. It's not grass. There's rocks sticking out. It's raised several inches above. And I'm like, there's another pile of dirt right there from the second hole. And he's like, well, I'll see about calling the contractor. So he calls me up because I talked to the contractor. They're going to remove it. I said, okay. A couple of days later, he called me up. They said the contractor removed it, and they put it in the dumpsters out in front of the house. I'm like, no, they didn't. I've been home from work. I'm in education. I'm off this whole week. They have not come back here. He's like, are you sure? I'm like, I'm positive. A wife with COVID upstairs, kid with COVID downstairs. I'm not going anywhere. They weren't here. So he called them back up, and then they dug him out. They put him back out in the front. So I asked him, like, hey, are they going to get fined for this? He goes, no, they listened to me. They pulled him out. I'm like, they listened to you. They lied to you. And it wasn't until we said the video, we said where they were going to do it. And it's not like my neighbor broke apart like like a patio and dug a little bit and put some concrete in there. These are huge slabs. This is probably about 16 tons of concrete. And I'm like, that doesn't warrant issuing a violation? So what happens? The contractor does this. They get caught because somebody happened to be home and have videos, and nothing's done. So it kind of made me thinking, like, if they're going to be asking me about who the contractor was, maybe they should display the contractor's name in front of a property and the telephone number. If they're using a subcontract, to have people call. If they're going to be digging, now they're digging a basement, so all the dirt's piled up. They drag dirt from the front and the back. It's caused a burn with water coming on the property. Is there a plan to remove that stuff when it gets dug up? And those are some things I just hope you kind of consider, in the future with ordinances, that contractors will be able to identify, that they have a plan for removing concrete and materials, that when they are violated, that it's publicly known, like we know when somebody's stealing from Macy's at the mall, that we know who they are, and that the public, when they're getting bids from contractors, can look to see, is this a low bid because they're not following construction rules, and give the public an opportunity to make informed decisions.
Thank you.
Thank
you. Now, Barry, I'd sent you those same photos.
Yeah, we did, and I forwarded them to the Director of Code Enforcement. He did confirm largely everything the gentleman said. I will look into the issue as to why it was not also accompanied with a fine. Under the circumstances, doesn't sound like an innocent mistake. Let's put it that way.
And if
Thank
it's
you.
possible for it to be public, who gets fines, maybe keep a list so that the public will know that the code enforcement are doing their job, they're working hard, and here's a list of people. And that if they do find somebody in violation, that they spot check them, because now they're on a list for having violated.
Right. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you for bringing that to our attention, too. Thanks. Yep. Any other public comment? Seeing none.
Motion to close public comment?
Okay. Second? Okay. All in favor?
Yes.
Okay. No. Anything written? No? All right. Reports of township officials and council members.
Go Russ, Barry, Adam.
We'll go with Russ first. No? Okay. Barry?
Yeah, just to recognize DPW. They did, as always, good job with the snow and ice, and just shout out to them. Thanks.
Great. Thanks, Barry. Adam? Anything?
Nothing at this time.
Ann?
Nothing at this time, thank you.
Great, thank you. Michael? Oh, Jared. You didn't point to yourself.
Sorry, Mayor. So thank everybody again, and in my thank yous, I forgot somebody important. I just want to thank Carolyn. Working with Carolyn has just been so great in her office. She does a tremendous job, and work closely together, and the township's very lucky to have Carolyn, and I missed her in my thank yous, but thank you, Carolyn.
Great, thanks.
Carolyn.
Carolyn?
Nothing from me, Mayor. Thank you. Jared.
Great, thank you. Michael?
Thank you. Barry actually stole what I was going to say. I was going to give omens to DPW for another well job. You know what? I was at a New Jersey Transit meeting today, and I met a gentleman who actually lives in town, and he was just complimenting the streets of Livingston. He says, right after the snowstorm, you see blacktop, and that is true. And I just, again, if you can just relay my thank you and his thank you, too, to the entire DPW.
Will do.
That's all I have, Mayor. Thank you.
Thank you, Michael. Sean?
I just wanted to comment on the passing of Steve Delman. I knew Steve Delman since I was a little boy in town when I was in elementary school at Burnett Hill. And he's always just been a great leader and volunteer in this town, and he cared so much about Martin Luther King Jr. Day, and it was just sort of fitting that was when it was around the time of his burial. I think, as someone we saw him a lot at town events, and he always was so optimistic. He was so tough. He just wanted to get out there and hike and bike, and it seemed like every single surgery he had, he was about to get over the hump and get back to doing the things that he loved. And he was such a fighter, and the whole thing was really heartbreaking to lose him. So I just wanted to say that. I've known him my whole life. Thank you.
Great. Thanks, Sean. Ed?
Thanks. I'll just reiterate, keep going what Sean said. I also knew Steve forever and spent years and years on the soccer field with him, and will always remember him. And I was not at the MLK Day, at least as you know, and I sent you an email. I was at the funeral, and I went to the cemetery, and it was talked about on more than one occasion how appropriate it was that his funeral was on MLK Day. So I just wanted to mention that, what Sean said, and thank the MLK committee. I'm sorry that I missed it this year. I haven't missed it in many, many years, so I know it was great. So thank you for everything that you and your whole committee did. Also, just a quick shout out and thanks to Temple Beth Shalom, who actually sponsored a community Havdalah service on Saturday evening. There's about 100 of us there. I know, Elise, you were there with me, and Mayor was there with me, and it was a really nice event. Brought the community together, and just wanted to thank them for hosting.
Great, thanks. We have, let's see, I think what wasn't mentioned, on the 3rd, we have the Livingston Chinese Culture Day coming up. That's at the Livingston High School from 3 to 9:30. The next day is the Four Chaplains service. If you've never attended that, it's a terrific commemoration of that event. I want to thank everyone who came out tonight, the kids, and all these cards I got, and the bravery to come to the microphone. I want to thank Pat and the Board of Ed for coming out tonight. Elise, awesome job on MLK, just tremendous. I know, but you just gave all those stats. Those are amazing of what actually was happening that day while, we were just, doing our thing on an on day. It really adds up, all that's, everything you mentioned. Thank you, League of Women Voters. I still see Judith here. Thank you. And if anyone's ever gone to Chess and Bagels, that is tremendous. 10 o'clock to 12 o'clock every Saturday. It's bagels, it's coffee, what else? It's chess. Yeah, the chess just happens. It's really the food, right? It's good food, but no, I don't think I've won yet. I think I'm working towards my first victory, I think, but it's a lot of fun. And thank you for putting that on and teaching. Thank you. Thanks. Yeah. Just go. That's all I mentioned. I forgot the chat. And thanks for everyone else who spoke tonight. Gerard, thank you for sending me those photos ahead of time so Barry could talk with Marty about that. So we are going back into conference for a little bit and then into close. I don't think we finished. Did we finish? We're just going into close.
I think we're just going to close, Mayor.
We did
unless
finish
unless you have something else for
No.
conference.
We did finish it. I waived my time there, I think. Okay, so we're just going into close. So everyone have a great night and stay warm out there.
Mayor, you need
Thanks.
a motion for close.
Motion to adjourn.
No, Mayor, you need a motion to go into closed session.
A motion to go
I'll
into
make a
closed
motion
session.
to go into closed session.
And a second.
Here's some of that great counsel.
Sorry,
Go,
Madam
Joe.
Clerk needs to read the closed session resolution into the record, please.
This is Resolution 24-079 to go into closed session, whereas the Open Public Meetings Act, Public Law 1975, Chapter 231 permits the exclusion of the public from a meeting in certain circumstances, and whereas the Township Council is of the opinion that such circumstances presently exist, and whereas the Township Council wishes to discuss 1 Monmouth Court, attorney-client privilege and contract negotiations, personnel matters, and YMCA Brightview, contract negotiations and attorney-client privilege. Whereas minutes will be kept, and once the matter involving the confidentiality of the above no longer requires confidentiality, the minutes can be made public. Now, therefore, be it resolved by the Township Council, the Township of Livingston, that the public be excluded from this meeting. Councilmember Vieira?
Yes.
Klein?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Meinhardt?
Yes.
Mayor Anthony?
Yes.
Good job, Alex. No, we're going to close.